we're just jumping straight in. We have to dissect this toxic debt conflict because it's not about some huge loan. It's about a weekend trip between friends.
And a very specific number, a little over $420.
Right. Which, for the person in our source, was a big deal. They were budgeting, trying to rebuild credit. This was not just pocket change.
No, absolutely not.
So that brings us to the core question. Was the narrator totally crazy for actually expecting their friend S to pay her half?
Let's look at the behavior because there were so many red flags during the trip itself.
So many.
I mean, the friend S kept forgetting her wallet. It wasn't just once. It was for the parking, then the coffee, then lunch.
The Uber rides,
Yeah.
even the Airbnb check-in, it's too consistent to be an accident, right?
That feels like a strategy, a series of small moves that force the narrator to cover everything.
And the narrator does it, to avoid the awkwardness. They just keep banking on that one verbal promise from
It's
yes.
that classic line, "Don't worry, I got you when we get home."
Exactly. But is that a common mistake? Waiting until the trip is totally over before you actually ask for the money.
It is a huge one. You're prioritizing the vibe of the trip over your own financial boundary. You're hoping the person does the right thing.
And in this case, she definitely did not.
Not at all. The second they get home, it's like a switch flips. Sess doesn't apologize. She doesn't offer to pay. She just denies it.
Hits them with, I don't remember agreeing to split everything 50-50.
That's instant denial. I mean, they planned the trip together. How could you not remember that?
It's unbelievable. And then it gets even worse. It moves from denial to just outright attack.
Absolutely. When the narrator lays out the expenses, Sess weaponizes shame. It's a textbook guilt trip.
She accuses the narrator of ruining the vibe.
Right. And makes them feel cheap and poor just for asking for their own money back.
Wow.
That tactic is so effective because it immediately shifts the blame. It's not about the money she owes anymore. It's about the narrator's character for daring to ask.
And when that didn't work, when the narrators stood their ground, that's when S went public.
Oh, yeah. This is the final stage. She goes to their mutual friends.
And tells them a completely fabricated story that the narrator just ambushed her for money.
Total gaslighting. She's creating a new reality where she's the victim and the narrator is this, aggressive, money-grubbing person.
Despite the fact that the narrator planned it all out and waited until they were home to ask privately.
So, to go back to that original question, was the narrator being unreasonable? It's a firm no. S was completely in the wrong. She knew she owed the money and used every manipulative trick to avoid paying.
So in the end, the narrator just lets it go. They eat the $420. The friendship, or at least the trust, is gone.
And that's really the final thought for you, the listener. When a friend will burn a whole relationship down to avoid a small debt, when they resort to gaslighting and public lies, is the issue really about the money?
Or is it about a fundamental lack of respect for you and your boundaries?
Exactly. That transaction tells you everything you need to know.